Hello everybody! I am super excited for this video today because it's a bit of an experiment for me that I've been really wanting to try for a while. So Austria is currently in another lockdown, which means only essential stores are open. So there's really not much to do. Everybody's pretty much staying at home again, except for work and grocery shopping. So I thought it would be the perfect time to try package-free grocery shopping. I've noticed quite a few of them popping up in Vienna, and I have been really excited to see that happening. I've gone to a few of the stores before, but I've never really done like dedicated shopping, and maybe just going there to pick up a few like fun snacks and stuff like that. So I'm really curious to try it, like how it is as a process, and see if I can really shift our buying habits into something more package-free. Because to me, it just kind of makes sense. I don't know about you, but a lot of our stuff just comes in bags or plastics, and as soon as I take them home, I'm taking them out of that packaging anyway and putting them in the fridge or out on the counter in like a nice little bowl or something. So I'm just seeing if we can kind of eliminate that middle part. So made a bit of a grocery list. Tomorrow actually happens to be Thanksgiving, so we got a couple extra goodies to buy. Hopefully we can find some stuff to make a little two-person Thanksgiving meal, which I'm sure a lot of people are kind of in that same boat this year. So let's go check out what Vienna has for package-free grocery shopping. So real quick, what is package-free grocery shopping? Essentially, you don't need to leave the store with new packaging material, since you bring your own shopping bags or containers to fill whichever ingredients you need and pay for just the food items themselves. It'll make a bit more sense when we get into the store. Grabbing our big shopping bag, and I got this like cotton tote bag for bread. We've had these for a while. They're like mesh ones that we've never seemed to really use before, but I think they're good for like potatoes and apples and stuff like that. And then we're gonna try and see what kind of jars we have.
Wax bags.
Oh yeah, let's bring the wax bags.
Lots of wax bags.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So we'll take all that in our shopping bag. Almost forgot that I'm gonna bring a empty egg carton, so we can grab some eggs too. Okay. It's probably about 2 degrees in Vienna today. It's definitely getting colder, and you can feel that December is not far away now. Want to take some eggs? So basically how this works is you can zero out any of the containers you brought, and then you can just take one of these and pour whatever you want into your own container to get the weight, basically, of how much it costs. Oh, they also have some teas here. Oh, and coffee. I definitely want some carrot.
Fette carotten, churros or something?
Sure.
Very funky.
And, oh, want to grab a big garlic?
Yep.
now there's no tourists.
It's true.
Make shopping easy now here. Oh, first Christmas tree spotting. So this is about everything that we got on our shopping trip. So overall, we couldn't find everything from our Thanksgiving wish list. One thing in general with Austria, usually everything in the grocery stores are pretty seasonal. So that's definitely the case for these kind of stores. But I think we did a pretty okay job finding what we needed. Also, this bread looks amazing. Tomatenbrot. So it's like basil, tomato, bread, and it weighs like a pound. Last few days we made a lot of food. We had a really nice Thanksgiving meal and we've been just basically cooking up all the stuff that we bought, which has been really nice, and we've had a lot of food and it's been lovely. But it's also given me a couple days to really think about how the whole process was and kind of like sum up my thoughts a bit about the whole package-free grocery shopping experience. Overall, I think it really has to do a lot with like a mind shift and like a dedication shift in some ways to go out and seek stuff that is package-free. In New York, I used to go 40 minutes on the subway to get to one Trader Joe's. So I think I can walk an extra 10 minutes and yeah, explore more of the local options around here other than the two big grocery stores that we have like really adjacent to us. I have noticed that the local grocery stores are doing a lot more to become more package-free, some of their packaging to be more biodegradable, and they're even providing some bags that are biodegradable if you are grabbing like a couple items at once. So I do think there is a general shift towards being more package-free, or at least having some more options that you don't have to get things in more bulk. Because that's one of the things that I noticed is really nice about this is you don't always have to get big packages of stuff if you don't need it.
Should we get some? We do already have green beans.
A small handful. You can just go and grab a couple items, or if you just need a little fill up on some flour, you can just grab a little container of your own and fill up some flour or some grains. So in that sense, it's really nice to be able to portion out what you actually do need. That's another thing that I've been trying to do this month is I really want to reduce food waste in general. I just mean that by, I don't want things going bad in the fridge that I've already bought. So I think remembering that there's like markets and there's options like this where you can just grab what you need is really nice to have around. I would say for the cost, it really depends on what kind of store it is. Some of the stores we went to were super organic, you know, regional, high quality foods. So you're gonna pay a bit more for that. The market was a really great option as well for finding some more things. I have started to notice, like just in the few days that we've been walking around and in our own neighborhood, there are cafes that have little fruit stands or more local produce that you can actually buy right in the cafe. We didn't really need any extra meat products, so I didn't do any of that in this video, but I think going to a local butcher is another option to get something more reduced packaging because it doesn't need to be sealed necessarily up in the plastic. Usually you get that like butcher paper. So I think it's about finding the kind of store that works for you. I really do think that once you kind of get into the rhythm of doing package free, you'll have like your flour jar or your grain jar or whatever it is that you need to refill, and you can just bring that once it's empty and fill it up. And it just feels like it's gonna be a much easier process once you get into it a bit more. I really do wanna kind of try to shift towards that. This is something that I am guilty of doing all the time, is running into a store, grabbing one croissant and putting it in the takeaway bag, and then bringing it home and then throwing that bag immediately away. And it's such waste. So I realized through this video that we have these really awesome wax bags, which I've only really used when we've gone hiking, but they are perfect for just grabbing some bread as well. So I'm gonna try to shift myself into taking our wax bags whenever we go and get breads or anything that's like a takeaway bakery item, because I do love my croissants and I get them pretty often. So I'm gonna try to shift to do that instead. I think this is something really interesting to try, and I am actually very curious about trying package-free like home products. Things like cleaning products or like even hair products, toothpaste, stuff like that. That is like a condensed option that you add water to, or I don't know, tablets. I'm not really sure what's out there. So if you guys are curious about that as well, let me know in the comments if I should make like kind of like a part 2 of this video, and we can kind of dive into what some like package-free home goods stuff is like as well. Okay, I feel like this was like a lot. Let me know if you guys want to try this, or if you even have this by you, or if you really wish that you had something like this by you. I'm very curious to know what's out there. And if you have any tips for being more package free, also please let me know, because I'm definitely curious. Thanks for watching. I always really like doing these videos because it's a bit of an experiment for me as well, and I really like pushing myself to try different things, and that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know if you guys want a part 2 on home goods stuff, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Okay, bye, stay well everybody. See you next time.